Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited for today's video because actually I'm excited every day, but every time I shoot a video, but today especially because I've got 10 fragrances for the winter season. And the best part is, so this is going to be the first part of my winter fragrances because I have got more than 10 fragrances that are suitable for the winter month. So I'm coming up with one list in November and the remaining I'll come up with another video in December because that is more intense. So November in India, especially in Calcutta where I live, yes, definitely there's a transition because the humidity is gone, and right now we're in the middle of a cyclone. So the weather has been very cold for the past 2 days. But once the cyclone subsides, the November sun is softer but not invisible. So the heat may not be as strong as April, May, or even say a month ago in September. But there is a little warmth in the air. So it's not exactly the crispy cold weather that we generally find in December, hopefully, without climate changes affecting it, because we really look forward to the colder months in my city. So this is the first of my collection for the winter months, and I would like to tell you one thing, that I have been collecting perfumes for a very long time, much before, actually years before I even thought of starting a YouTube channel. So the list that I have, the perfumes that I have, they have been there with me for quite some time now, but it's not that you will have to go out and get all of them to make yourself comfortable for the winter. They are all such beautiful perfumes that you can buy even one of them and be sorted for the winters. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right down to it. So the first fragrance on my list today is Versace's Crystal Noir. So this is the crystal, and what a lovely perfume it is. This is actually one of my favorite, and I love this fragrance, and I had it through all the summer months, so I used it sparingly, of course, because this is very thick, very creamy, very intense. And this is definitely an evening perfume, not a daytime perfume, but even in the winter months, definitely you can use it especially if you live in a colder place, you can definitely use it during the day. And it has got coconut, it has got sandalwood, it has got the spiciness of the pepper, and the cardamom is quite visible. And then there are the floral notes. It has got gardenia, peony, orange blossom, and of course musk. So all in all, it makes it a very beautiful fragrance. This is mostly for celebration and party wear type of fragrance. Even though if you are going out for a lunch or a get together in the morning hours in December or in November, you can definitely use it. This is clearly one of my favorite perfumes, but the reason I have it in number 10 position is that this has been with me for a very long time. So I have been putting this up on my lists quite a few times. So I wanted to give some of the newer perfumes their place because they deserve it. But one more thing is, this is like phenomenal longevity. This can last you for as long as 12 hours, and I'm not joking. But please don't overspray. This is a very long lasting perfume, even if you spray it judiciously. But if you overspray, and especially if it is a warm day, if it is a night time, November, December, you're sorted, no problem. But if it is the morning hours, then you may feel a little overwhelmed by the perfume. It's quite intense and thick. It's got very creamy, the coconut and the sandalwood gives it a very creamy consistency, thick type of a thing. So the freshness of the flowers are definitely there, but the coconut and the sandalwood overwhelms them considerably. So you have to be careful about that. Coming up at number 9 position is one of my favorites. since the day I bought this, and I don't think this is though this is for the winter months, but I think I could pull this off even through the summer months also. This is beautiful. This is Marc Jacobs Decadence. Summer mornings, no. Summer evenings, definitely. I could pull this off. This is so fresh and powdery at the same time. This has got plum and vetiver. This has plum. That is one of the most unique ingredients in my opinion. And this has got vetiver. Vetiver is something that you mostly find in perfumes, fragrances for men. Not much of it is used in women's fragrances, and this is Decadence is one where vetiver is used, which makes it very, very unique in itself. The packaging, of course, but the perfume inside is incredible. It's beautiful. The notes for this are Italian dark plum, iris, saffron, Bulgarian rose, sambac jasmine, vetiver, warm liquid amber, fresh papyrus wood. That's a lot of things working together. And I think it is the iris that gives it that powdery vibe to it. The vetiver comes out clearly. And this is very long lasting. And the thing about Decadence is that it is a beautiful fragrance that makes you a very confident woman if you can wear it. If you can wear it, obviously you can carry it at the right places. This is a perfume that I feel can go for personal outings as well as for official outings. This is a perfume that like for example, this may not be suitable for official work or professional outings, but this is the best thing you can wear to a workplace situation or a meeting or a business gathering or something like that. This will definitely work to your advantage. These videos can get a little chatty, so I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible so that the video is not incredibly long. The next perfume on my list, this is on the 8th position, is Juicy Couture Gold Couture. Viva la Juicy Gold Couture. Sorry. This is, wow, this is a seductive, romantic kind of a perfume. Very, very delectable. This kind of instantly brings out the caramelly, sugary sweetness out. But then there is the freshness of the floral notes very clearly visible. The top notes are wild berries. The middle notes, honeysuckle, flower, sambac jasmine, and the base notes, warm amber, Indian sandalwood, caramel, and creamy vanilla. That's quite evident. The creamy vanilla, the caramel, the sandalwood mixed with all those beautiful flowers gives it an amazing, amazing appeal. Look at that bottle. This is more like a party and a happy mood kind of a fragrance. Of course, November, December, a lot of parties, a lot of fun times. This is a perfume that I feel that can go with both young and a more mature women. Yes, if you can carry it, everyone can wear this. And this is a very, very long lasting perfume, by the way. This can last you for 6 to 8 hours minimum. It lasts about 6 to 8 hours on my skin. The caramel in this perfume makes it a very gourmandish kind of a fragrance, and I don't know, it's very warm and very seductive kind, romantic kind of a fragrance. I feel this is amazing, not just for party situations. If you're going for a romantic night out or a date, try this out. Coming up and in the number 7th position is my latest sensation, and I'm just loving this perfume. This is Zara Rich Warm Addictive. This is so different. This is absolutely winter in a bottle. I would love to enjoy this perfume on my own without having to go out anywhere. If I'm kind of relaxing at home, chilling, movies, and if I'm going for a movie, if I'm sitting at home by myself, just wearing a cardigan, you know, in the winter season, it's cold outside, I'm having a bowl of soup, this is the fragrance I would like to wear. Sometimes, most of the times, we wear perfumes because we want everyone else to smell us, so like to know how good we smell. But this is one perfume that you would want to wear because you want to smell good yourself. You know, you would want to smell yourself. This is honey, tobacco, coconut, and cedar in a bottle. And the sharpness of the tobacco is so beautifully blended with the honey, coconut, and the sandalwood in this that it makes it's more like a gourmand fragrance, even though it's very weird that I would want to say tobacco fragrance is a gourmand, but I feel that way. This is beautiful, and this is extremely pocket friendly. So give this a sniff if you are at the Zara store next time, and it's a beautiful fragrance. On my skin, the longevity is at least about 5 to 6 hours, but it's still in the testing period, and I'll come back to you more with that. Coming up in my number 6 position is one of my favorite fragrances, and of course all of them are my favorite, but this is really very close to my heart, and it has been sitting with me throughout the summer season, monsoon season, and I just love the fragrance so much that I have actually sprayed it on me occasionally. But this is actually November December fragrance. This is in number 6 position. Number 6 position. This is Van Cleef and Arpels Orchid Vanille. I just love that bottle. I just love this bottle. And that fragrance, it's so beautiful. This is, if you can imagine, a thick vanilla potion mixed with all the goodness of fragrant flowers, all the freshness and all the nectar of some of the most beautiful flowers. Since this is the first time I'm showing this fragrance, let me tell you the notes in detail. The top notes have orange, lychee, dark chocolate, bitter almond. The middle notes have orchid, Bulgarian rose, violet, vanilla, and vanilla bean. The base notes is tonka bean, white musk, and cedar wood. So how does it smell? Basically, even when you spray it on yourself and when you smell it, sniff it carefully, you will get this vanilla vibe, this beautiful vanilla cakey sort of a sponge cake, vanilla sponge cake kind of a vibe. And that is, you know, vanilla sponge cake on its own would be very boring, but definitely this is a gourmand fragrance, and definitely vanilla is one of the key notes, but the freshness of the flowers is clearly evident in this fragrance. The only problem I have with this is the longevity, which is not very impressive, but you can overspray a little bit, and secondly you can always top it up, and the fragrance is so beautiful that I don't mind that longevity issue, because it's a very delicate, very sophisticated, elegant kind of a fragrance, even though the vanilla kind of gives it that sponge cake sort of a vibe, but then that does not stop it from being a very elegant, very classy kind of a fragrance. This is suitable mostly for the daytime, in my opinion, because this is very light, not very intense, and since there is a longevity issue, I'm not sure if the night time would be the best time to wear this. So Van Cleef and Arpels Orchid Vanille in the number 6 position. So we've come down to the top 5 now. Coming up in the 5th position is Mancera's Instant Crush. Now, wow, this is a 2019 release of Mancera. In fact, it was released last month, if I'm not mistaken. And Instant Crush, which is actually right now one of the most popular fragrances. So let me quickly give you the notes. The top notes are saffron, ginger, Sicilian bergamot and Sicilian mandarin. The middle notes are Moroccan rose, Egyptian jasmine, amberwood, Indonesian patchouli, and the base notes are sandalwood, oak moss, white musk and Madagascar vanilla. So I don't know how to sniff, how to understand oak moss because I've never sniffed it. So how do I feel? Honestly, this is so gorgeous as a fragrance. This is such a gorgeous and beautiful fragrance. This is a fresh and a very, I can smell the vanilla definitely, and I can smell the flowers, the floral notes. It's definitely, the freshness is coming from the floral notes also. But I think, in my opinion, this can be a signature scent. It's not intense and thick or creamy enough to just be suitable for the winter months. No, it can be carried out on special occasions, maybe especially. Yes, it can be worn throughout the year, in my opinion. But since I've just got it, I've never used it in the summer months. I will have to use it in the hotter months and check it out. But in my opinion, just by sniffing it, I feel yes, I can pull this off in the summers as well. It's beautiful. So number 5 position. Number 4 position is one of my all-time favorites. This is Chanel Chance. Oh my god. Pink pepper, iris, musk, jasmine, iris, musk. Okay, I can definitely smell the musk, patchouli and jasmine. Did I say jasmine already? This is one of my all-time favorites. This is not a winter fragrance. This is a signature fragrance. This is, I think, for me, it goes round the year. But if it is a special occasion, a dinner or a romantic getaway, evening, November, crispy cold weather, so this is definitely one of the best that I have. Chanel Chance. This is a beautiful round bottle. Chanel, a chance means luck, and this is like the wheel of fortune, hence the round bottle. And I think this is one of the best bottles that Chanel has come out, apart from the usual straight line Chanel 5 and the Chanel Coco bottles. But this packaging is incredibly beautiful, and so is the juice inside. Amazing fragrance. So if you have this, you don't need anything else. You really don't need to look anywhere, anything. This is the Chanel Chance Eau de Parfum in number 4 position. Now you might think, why am I, if this is such a hot favorite of mine, then why is it in number 4 position? Because in my opinion, this becomes more like a skin scent after a while. This becomes like, that is why I think this can become a signature scent, because it becomes you after a while. Like your skin starts smelling this way. It's not like the usual perfume that kind of envelops you in a beautiful fragrant way, or the sillage is not very, very heavy. So which is why top-ups are necessary, and it's not very, very long lasting on my skin at least. So that is why I've placed it in number 4 position, because the others are kind of monsters when it comes to longevity. The top 3 that is on my list. Coming up in the 3rd position, so we have come down to the top 3, and I'm so proud of myself to be able to do this, because I have such beautiful fragrances in my collection, because I kind of spend a lot of time selecting them. I go through the notes, I go through all kinds of information before I might make a purchase, and they turn out to be really good. If you ask me, name one fragrance that you would want to give away or just sell off and not want to buy again, I will not be able to name even one. So coming up in the 3rd position, number 3 position, is Dior Addict. Look at that bottle. And what a sensational perfume inside. Amazing fragrance, amazing. Again, that creamy vibe to it. This time it's a creamy sandalwood and tonka bean. That's quite clear. Let me give you the notes. It has tropical mandarin leaf with juicy blackberry as the top notes. Middle notes have orange blossom, night blooming, cereus, jasmine with a hint of rose, and the base notes are bittersweet tonka bean, milky sandalwood, and sweet vanilla. This is so clear. Yes, the tonka bean, the vanilla, and the sandalwood. Beautiful fragrance. This lasts for a really long time on my skin, at least for about 7 to 8 hours, and you don't have to overspray. I did not overspray when I used it at any point, and I just love the way it stays and then it dries down. You know, I could be out all day after having worn this, and I will still find myself getting that whiff of that beautiful sandalwood, vanilla, and the tonka, and coming to me even when I'm coming back home at the end of the day. So that is how beautiful this is. I just love this fragrance. Coming up in number 2 position is, this has been in my collection for quite some time, but because I started my channel when it was relatively hot over here, so I did not get the chance to showcase this perfume. This is the first time I've brought this out because it's winter and it's November, and this is the best time to wear this fragrance. It's beautiful. But so coming up in number 2 position is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. So I have to admit, I was not the biggest fan of Tom Ford fragrances, and there was a reason for that. The reason being, the first fragrance that I sniffed was oud wood, and it put me off. No, this is not my type. This is not feminine in the first place. Yes, Tom Ford fragrances are all unisex, that is suitable for both men and women, but then the person has to be comfortable, has to be confident to be able to carry that fragrance in their lifestyle, in their life, in the places they go, or the occasions when they wear it. So the next fragrance that I had sniffed was also, I think, Vanille Fatale or any other from that collection. With that too put me off. So I did not want to have anything to do with Tom Ford fragrances, but the people at the store insisted that I give this a try. And when I did, initially it was not love at first sight, because the first spray again put a little something, the sharpness. No, this is more leaning towards masculine thing. Then instantly, after a little while, after a few seconds almost, I just loved the fragrance. I just loved the fragrance. It's got a nice sprayer, and almost instantly it brings out a beautiful fresh floral kind of a dry down, which I loved. Fresh floral kind of a vibe. There's a lot of sweetness, there's a lot of spiciness, and there's a lot of earthiness at the top note. Yes, there's a lot of earthiness to it as well. Let me give you the notes first. The top notes have ylang ylang, French jasmine, black truffle, black currant, and citruses. The middle notes comprise of gardenia, lotus, fruity tones, and black orchid, of course. Base notes: oriental incense, white musk, warm amber, patchouli, and a hint of Mexican chocolate. Unbelievable combinations. I can definitely get the patchouli, yes, but then this is a fragrance that kind of keeps you in the loop and makes you it's very mysterious and very sophisticated. In my opinion, black orchid is suitable for evening, those, not just a casual get together, those formal events. This is more for that, and it's a beautiful fragrance. Don't be judgmental about it being more towards masculine or feminine, things like that. This is suitable for everyone wanting to smell different, wanting to get out of their comfort zone. Give this a sniff. And as I keep saying, any one of this, even if you have this for the whole of your winter, or as a formal wear fragrance throughout the year, you're sorted. You don't need anything else. Maybe something for the daytime, especially in the summers, but this one fragrance is good to go for everything that's formal evening wear for a fragrance for you. I can't believe we have down to the number 1 position, and I've been dying. This is my favorite fragrance, and I've been dying to put this on the number 1 list for a long time, and I think I've mentioned that before as well. So coming up in my number 1 position for the first list of my winter fragrances is Girl of Now by Ellie Saab. This is sweet, this is unique, this is mature, and this is a beautiful fragrance. In my opinion, this is a very mature fragrance, which is why in my collection I call it Woman of Now rather than Girl of Now, because this is not a girl's perfume. No, this is not a girly perfume. This is a womanly, mature, level-headed, very confident woman, her perfume. Definitely mine. I like the sophisticated, elegant, classy kind of fragrances, even though if they make me sound older, if they make me smell a little more mature than my age, I don't mind. I don't mind the grandma-ish kind of vibe, because I love that smell. I love that smell. So what are the notes? Let's get the notes first. This has pistachio, mandarin, and pear. Pistachio along with the base notes, which has almond, it has patchouli, and it has tonka. It's the base notes, and that makes it a very heady musk, very thick, intense, boozy kind of a, okay, beautiful. Okay, so this has magnolia, almond, orange blossom as the middle notes, and the base has almond, patchouli, tonka bean. So yes, I just love this fragrance. Coming to the longevity, this is super long lasting in my opinion, because it lasts for at least 6 to 7 hours on my skin. I don't know about others, but on my skin this lasts at least 6 to 7 hours on my skin, and this lasts even longer on my clothes. So definitely for me this is a clear-cut winner for the November month. Maybe not, maybe December also, but trust me, if you have this, then again you are sorted for the whole of the winter months. You don't need any other perfume to support you. This is good to go for all the winter, for all those winter get-togethers, parties, dressed up, you know, evening events, whatever, formal get-togethers, everything. You can carry this out. You can be sorted with this one fragrance. So Girl of Now in my number one position on my list. So that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're watching till the end, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will be back with more videos real soon. Till I see you next time, bye from me.